What's going on there, YouTube? So, another new build. If you've been following along on Instagram, you've seen some pics of this over the weekend. This is another Trailfinder 2. This chassis is fully linked, 4-link rear, 3-link front, and I didn't do a video on it, but I did go ahead and use those Isuzu G5 axles that I've had for a couple months now, and I just hadn't never found the right thing to put them on. So put them on here because, one, this is not going to be a Toyota truck, so it didn't need Toyota axles to look correct, and two, I just wanted to use them. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Daniel Miller. He bought my old Amigo stuff when I swapped my custom crawler build Amigo onto the Trailfinder 2 short wheelbase, and then I had the other Amigo body, so he picked up that chassis and the old body from me, and he's starting that build now. We've sold each other stuff, and we've traded each other stuff, so we've been swapping stuff around now for a few months, and I traded him the RC Model X Wrangler chassis with a YJ body. I just couldn't get started on that build. I don't know why. I don't know. It just wasn't working for me, so I traded him that for this Trailfinder 2 frame, and it had Yoda axles, and it came with this flatbed, which you've seen on my Instagram here in the past couple weeks. So yeah, I've been messing with it, tinkering with it here and there. I also traded him, or bought these wheels off of him, I don't even remember. These are more Gearhead RC 155s, like what's on the Blazer, except these are all polished. And these are on the old school discontinued RC4wd drive Mud Hogs, which I really like. I don't know why they got discontinued. I mean, they're not the most scale tread, but they're pretty aggressive and they're really soft. I like the pressure of them. I think they're going to be a good tire. These aren't glued yet. You know me about the gluing tires. I'll get around to it one day. So yeah, last weekend I was messaging back and forth with Daniel, and he bought another Amigo body for his Amigo build, and yeah, I got my old Amigo body back. So this is what I'm thinking. What I originally bought this for to begin with, I'm going to cut this bad boy into a Isuzu pickup cab and use it with this flatbed, since I think the way the body is, your fender flares. Oh, this body was cut way too much. I cut it way too open because I wouldn't set on the wheelbase when I built the original Amigo. I cut it, mounted it, and then realized, oops, I need to move it, and then the rear wheel wells were way too big. I mean, you're talking monster truck size wheel wells there. So it's a perfect candidate for a truck cab swap or build. So he sent it back to me, and yeah, we're going to cut it into a truck, and I am going to cheat. Let's see if I can get you to see this. This is a Mojave rear cab wall, and it is very close, almost exactly the right shape, just not quite wide enough. So that's my plan, to cheat on the back cab wall and turn this bad boy into a pickup. And he was nice enough to send me also a stock bumper and grill for the Amigo body, which I don't know if I'm going to use the bumper, but if you remember on the old Amigo build, I cut the grill up when I had the body mounted wrong to clear the winch. So yeah, that one was toast, so he threw this in off of his new body, which is awesome because I don't have, I mean, these Amigo parts, if you're looking for the vintage Tamiya stuff, it's impossible to find. I should have bought a lottery ticket when I found that green Amigo body that I used on my short wheelbase, because they are super rare, and just to find a grill in good condition with the actual headlights and stuff for the Tamiya bodies are next to impossible. You might find one on eBay from Japan, but it's going to cost you a lot. Not just shipping, but they're just hard to find. So having a grill for it's good. I'm going to see what I can come up with to make it look scale. Back to the chassis. Like I said, this is just a roller. I swapped on the G5 axles, which are a little narrower. I still need to do some work on my steering link. I shortened it a little bit and it's a little too narrow, so I'm getting a little toe in the front. I did go ahead and swap on the Jalon 2 shock hoops. He sent me this. It has the super scale shocks, and I think those are 80s in the front. So it was setting up pretty high. I brought the rear shocks in to the center of the upper mount to lower it down a little bit, and then I just swapped on the Jalon 2 shock hoops on the front, and it sets nice and level. And it's kind of low. The tires will rub the flatbed in the back just a little, which, you know, I'm more about the scale than the performance. I don't think it's going to affect it that much, but it is going to rub. But that's no biggie for me. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and start marking the body and figuring out where I need to cut it. Alright guys, so I've kind of been carefully measuring. I had my caliper and trying to set the gap. It's not perfectly straight. I need to do a little more work on it. This is the most important part. I don't know if, depending on how old you are, you might remember, I think it was Norm Abrams in the New Yankee Workshop. It was a little show in the 90s where he'd work on projects, mostly woodworking and stuff, and his slogan was always, measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. So, yep, definitely gonna measure again. I think my roof is crooked a little bit. It's a little high here, it's good here, so I need to bring this edge in. I'm gonna keep on. Gotta my caliper go. I already lost my caliper. My shop's a mess. I really need to clean. There it is. So it's looking pretty good there, but about just a tiny little bit out at the top. So I'm just measuring the distance between the edge of the door and my edge of my tape. Looking at pictures of Isuzu pickups online, and the back of the cab is usually pretty small. It's almost the same width as the door and the window here. So I just need to bring this edge in a little bit. Need to measure my top, make sure it's straight. I can work this out later once I cut it off. So I've got that benchtop sander. I can put the back of the body flush on it and sand it smooth, but it's a little iffy. I'd rather just keep measuring, make sure I get it right the first time. Alright guys, got the cut, got it mounted, it's kind of mocked up. I haven't put any back wall in or anything. Looks pretty cool. I'm excited about this. It's looking way better than I thought it would. My cut wasn't perfect. It kind of walked sideways. That saw was a little difficult, so it's going to take a little finessing to get it nice and level on the back. This side looks pretty good. Flip it around. This side got away from me a little bit. Looks like I just need to take off that red part a little more and even out the top. Not too big a deal. I do have this to put in. The way it's mounted, I had to put spacers between because this body's wider than the Trailfinder 2, the Mojave body. So I'm hoping, since I've got it kind of pulled in, the sides are pulled in a little bit, that this will tuck nice and tight in there. But I don't know. I've got to even out the back and do some more work. So we'll cross that bridge here in a little bit. Yep, keep working. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. We're about to get some pretty bad storms out here, so probably going to lose power and all that. I put the Mojave back wall in, just setting in there. It actually fits pretty good. I've got to do a little trimming at the top. And we're still a long way. I've got a lot of decisions to make. I got to trim the burrs off the back plate. I got to trim some of the excess off the roof on the inside where there was mounting tabs for the windows, and clean up the edges. Then I've got to glue the back wall in place. And then I've got to do body work on the outside and fill the gap a little bit. I think I am going to go ahead and close in the sunroof. It's just a little too big for a pickup, in my opinion. Then I got to figure out what I'm going to do for a front bumper. And with the grill, I've got to make another windshield. These did come with all hard black plastic windows, so not the most scale option there. So when I did this before, I took a Lexan Mojave window and I used a heat gun to open it up a little bit, and it fit alright. It wasn't perfect, but it looked better than black plastic. So yeah, the cab wall fit actually really well. I'm just not ready to get into doing all the work that's going to need to mount that yet, so I'm going to call it a night here, and we'll pick it up later. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and check me out on Instagram. You might see sneak peeks of more things to come. Oh, I did want to show you the inside. You can kind of see how it fits. Fits decent. Still a few gaps. Looks pretty legit. This is going to be a neat looking little truck. So, yep. Anyways, y'all stay tuned. See you in the next video.